I went against my own rule that I teach to you guys here, and it's fully in Futures 2.0, my full VWAP strategy. I ran right into a key level where I should be looking for the opposite direction. And we'll take a look at what I did this morning and how you guys hopefully made money on stream on the reverse of what I was taking. But it's a small red day. We made some of it back. Let's go in through the first win. And reminder, these are all on my top 1 accounts. We're starting at this month. They're all 50% off. You actually get 55% off if you use my code Evan. But right now, the new update is you could copy trade up to 5 accounts. So now the potential of bigger payouts with low risk per account is huge, right? You don't need to really risk that much if you're copying to 5 accounts, but you take a payout across 5 accounts, that'll quickly add up. So check those out. Those are always down below. But to take those payouts, don't take these type of setups, right? This was the long at the open, and I've made plenty of videos on it. I'll try to find them and tag them down below. But you see the open come in very strong bullish. Okay, higher high, higher low, break of high day VWAP. Well, that's the full strategy that I do teach in Futures 2.0 on AceFX TV, like I was saying. But what's the key difference today? If you look on the left side, is the 15-minute. The trend's not actually bullish. The whole VWAP strategy depends on trend, as many do, at least if you're trying to trade like us, that if you go over here to AceFX TV, you'll see the full Futures 2.0. There's a VWAP break play and there's a VWAP bounce play. This one is kind of a break play, right? Because it's breaking the high day VWAP in purple, saying buyers are 100% back in control. But the thing to remember is it's a trend continuation play, but the left side, the trend is actually bearish. So for trend to continue, it would go back down, which is exactly what happened. So not being too zoomed in on that 1 minute, right? If I just hid this whole left side of the screen from you guys, you can't argue that's a very strong bullish pop at the open. We should be looking for longs. Yes, it looks that way, but all this was just a pullback on the higher time frame bearish trend before we were ready to move back lower. And that's why I keep open that 15-minute, because many times I'll see everyone else long it here, but if you look at that other view up on the 15-minute, you won't like the trade as much. Now also, not only did I take this setup, it looked good for a little while. We get another higher low above New York, strong take of high day view up again. So I added in, which bit me last week and it bit me this week because it looks like, oh, buyers really defended it. It's another break of high day view up. Okay, cool. Now I just need a little push up to like this 98 level and I'll get way more than I thought I was going to at the beginning of the trade. But the trade loses because we're right in to a key view up, and I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but the last week trade that I added in on, I believe that one was also fighting something, maybe some sort of trend. I could be wrong, but regardless, I don't hate the add in. I just hate that I was trading right into the VWAP, right? That's not the time to be adding in. I'm always looking for ways to try to maximize on if I can get 2 signals within one, right? This is 2 opportunities to take this higher. If it was full trend, it would probably make more sense than right into that VWAP. So what do? We pivot. We wait for more information of saying, yeah, why did we long that? Because now you look at the left side even more, just lower highs and lower lows. All that bullish move at the open was a pullback. For what? More bearish move to come back in. So I think it's huge and necessary to watch that 15-minute. I watch it every single morning. I know where we are at on it as well, right? It's one thing to know we're underneath it, but you want to know when you're at that view up. So before we get into this short, while we're on that subject, the longs at the open could make sense because the market was beat down, very much so. It was already moved like 100 points on ES, probably 500 points here on NQ. Already very beat down, that I kind of like the longs just to try to time the bottom and call a pullback, right? Not smart, not whatever. But the longs could make a little bit more sense just in the fact that you're trading to that VWAP right here, right? Trade up to it, but then once you get to it, you're either looking to trade away from it or see what happens when you're there. Right? I shouldn't have longed it right here. I should have waited for rejection and then short it. Or if it did break higher, like I thought this trade would, okay, cool. Now I'll look for the retest and long it again later, right? You don't want to mess around when it's at a key VWAP. You want to see what happens and then react off of that, right? If we get a new high, we'll long it. If we reject it, we'll short it. But don't try to predict right then and there when you're at that VWAP. Otherwise, you'll find yourself on the wrong side many times. So rather than marry those longs, we get a break below New York. Not just chasing that meltdown lower though. Wait for some sort of pullback. There's the lower high underneath New York. Let's go move this thing lower because now I'm on the right side of the 15-minute trend. Buyers clearly couldn't move up there. So now I felt good about the trade. Although it's not my typical 1-minute structure, right? We're still kind of bullish looking on the day. It's top of range to bottom of range, but the 15-minute was telling me you got to be in short. Those longs aren't moving higher. And you can see on my note, this is also another important note just for anyone who's trying to learn or get better, I trailed my stop pretty tight. not wanting to get a donut, right? When it moved down like this for me, I don't want to just leave it floating and move risk to break even. And now I could potentially make zero. So I'd still be red from this last trade. But I haven't fully recovered my loss. So I don't want to say, well, I'll fully recover, or I'm not going to recover it at all. Trail stop very aggressively. So that way, at the very least, like it was, I made back some of my loss, which is the name of the game. I was down, let's make it up 1,000. I got it back to 500. All right, cool. I'd much rather be down 500 than 1,000. Again, this is across 3 accounts. So it was like $150, $170 per account, which we could easily live with. On a 50K top one account, $150 a day is nothing. So minimizing the risk, but making sure I at least bag something. And of course, hindsight 2020, if I just held it all the way through, could have made the loss back and some. But that's not the point in the moment. So hopefully you guys made money on it. Hopefully you guys keep on looking at this 15-minute chart. Like I'm saying, it's actually a pretty ugly day that it came right back up. So the longs I wanted here, they work out, but later on. So very ugly looking type of day. You can see the big sell-off. I kind of said it on stream of, we might just be in a range. Like the range might be set, right? Once these longs didn't follow through, because it's just like we moved 100 points pre-market. We're going to move another 100 on ES. This is actually on NQ. So NQ pre-market, 400, 500 points. Are we going to move another 400 at the open? I don't know. That's a big ass day. So that's why I kind of felt like, yeah, maybe this is just the bottom and we're just going to chill here now. So I like the longs from there, but it just came back down, just to ping pong right up and actually end the day a little bit higher, but still bearish on the day. So hopefully you guys take some sort of lesson on this VWAP. I make plenty of videos on it. I trade off it every single day. Ideally, some days I'll ignore it like I did today. But one way or another, that VWAP is going to be a key factor in your trade, either as a reason of, shouldn't have traded into it, or good job, I traded away from it, right? But hopefully you're using it. I just didn't put enough weight on it. I was aware we were at the VWAP. Don't get me wrong. I saw that VWAP there. Something in me just said, yeah, but we'll break it. Because look how bullish that 1 minute is. And that's a fair question. That's also the tough part about it. A lot of people are asking that on stream. When the open is that bullish, all these buyers, right? Should we listen to the 1 minute and say, no, this is going to move higher because of the strength? Or should we listen to the 15-minute and say, no, it's going to move lower because look at that trend? And the answer is there is no right answer. Ideally, they're both in agreement of each other, that we don't have to try to guess. This is a pinch day, right? We're looking bullish, but we're underneath a VWAP. Not ideal. Ideally, if we're bullish like this on the 1 minute, we're above VWAPs on the 15-minute, and it's no question we're going long. I don't want to have to weigh one more than the other. Let me just wait for them to both be in agreement with each other like they were on this second trade, right? Well, now we're below the New York and below the overnight. Okay, cool. They're both on the right side of things. So now there's no real wrong answer of I'm on the right side of everything, right? Where if this moves higher, we'd be like, oh, I didn't long it because of that overnight, but it moved higher. If it moved lower, you'd be saying, oh, the open was so bullish, I didn't know what to do. So it's very, very tricky. Ideally, we just have them both in agreement with each other. That's most days, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you guys check out the top one sale. Like I said, if you go over here just to start a 50K account, which is the ones I always advocate for because they're just the easiest rules to get a payout. 50K is all you need, in my opinion. You don't need a big risk. And also the copy trading of 5 accounts is only for the 25Ks and the 50Ks, which I think many of you are trading the 50Ks, so shouldn't affect you too much. But if you put in the coupon here, Evan, you can see it goes from $648 to $291. So more than 50% off right now. You can copy trade up to 5, but even if you get 3 for $900, let's call it, round it up a little bit, but take $2,500 out per account, $7,500 for $900 isn't too shabby. Even if you lose one, right? And you have to spend another $300, you go $1,200 for $7,500. Still a great deal. So make sure you check them out. They're not going to be on sale like this for long. And I don't know if they're going to stick with the 5 copied accounts forever. I don't know. I wouldn't guarantee that or hope for that. So if you're thinking about copying 5 accounts or even more, check it out while it's still there. I appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.